Ask the Messengers, the program that deals with substance abuse, real people telling real stories. Hosted by Pastor Lester Lewis, co-host Charlize Wilkerson and Leroy Carey. Produced by David Humphreys. Where there is addiction, there is a chance for recovery. We're trying to help save lives on Ask the Messengers.
Today on Ask the Messengers, we will talk with the mayor of the city of Warren and the police chief of Taylor, Michigan. Lester Lewis goes one-on-one with both of them to find out how they are dealing with the opioid epidemic. We'll find out how two cities that are miles apart are showing compassion to the sick and suffering drug addicts in their communities with a program named Hope Not Handcuffs. Mayor Fouts tells how his city is going after the drug pushers and how the city of Warren is suing the big pharmaceutical companies for their role in the opioid epidemic.
Some people say you ought to go after doctors. Some people say you ought to go after the hospital. Some people say you ought to go after drug dealers. But if you really want to get to the matter, you have to cut the head off with a snake.
Police Chief Blair of the Taylor Police Department explains their new approach that deals with drug addicts as human beings with the disease rather than just throwing them in jail.
Sometimes we didn't know that we didn't know how to help these people, and I think we thought we could arrest our way out of a crime problem.
Plus, we got real stories from real people.
See, they got stuff now that'll take you out on first use. See, that fentanyl stuff, it will take you out and kill you graveyard dead on one use.
And finally, Mayor James Fouts and Chief John Blair will give us a heart-to-heart message on this issue. And now, welcome to Ask the Messenger.
Hi, I am Lester Lewis, and I am your host for Ask the Messengers. We are so glad to have with us today the Chief of Police for the Taylor Police Department, and it is Chief John Blair. And Chief Blair, it is so good to have you with us on the show today.
Good to have you, Pastor. Thanks for having me.
How has the Taylor Police Department approached the substance abuse problem that we are currently facing?
Well, effective last week on the 20th, we joined in with 9 other communities in the Downriver area with the Hope Not Handcuffs program. So we think it's a good step to get our feet wet and help out the community.
Okay, so now you said the Hope Not Handcuffs, so now not only you, but you said 9 other communities downriver.
That's correct.
Are part of that process. You guys are the first of a group in Wayne County to implement this program. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So now, obviously, you want to help those who are struggling with substance abuse and not just put them away or incarcerate them, but to actually give them some help.
That's correct. I think it's one thing that we were missing in police work for a long time. Sometimes we didn't know that we didn't know how to help these people, and I think we thought we could arrest our way out of a crime problem, and really it's more of a mental issue with some of these people. It's an illness, and I think this program has really helped out where we allow people to come in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year without any questions asked. They simply come to our front desk, they tell us they have a problem, and we greet them with compassion. We make a simple phone call to an angel coordinator who contacts an angel. They come out to our station and they facilitate getting them into treatment.
I know we're paying a lot of attention right now, and justifiably so, to the opioid epidemic. But what other substances, addictions does the department deal with most frequently?
Alcohol abuse tends to be a precipitator of a lot of our domestic disputes, some of our thefts as well, disorderly conducts. So I would think alcohol would probably be our second biggest area. Okay. The opioids are running the show right now. We have all the fatalities that are associated with that, but I think alcohol would probably be our second leading factor with substance abuse.
Okay, so that's good. So you guys do have something in place so that if someone comes and says, hey, look, I'm an alcoholic, I need some help. So does the Hope Not Handcuffs also cover that as well?
Yes, it does. Predominantly it is with the opioids, but yeah, we will take anyone who's abusing any type of substance whatsoever.
And you also said earlier in the interview that you are changing how the police approach this whole the whole opioid epidemic and how you're approaching individuals who have these substance abuse problems.
Correct.
So has that caused you guys to do different types of training for your officers?
Yeah, again, we try to stress the compassion to these people,
yes,
and not just putting them in the handcuffs. That's the Hope Not Handcuffs. because we understand, if you had cancer, would it be fair for us to just give you one chance at chemo and then throw you out the door?
Right.
No, it wouldn't.
Right.
And I think we have to get rid of the word junkies.
Right.
You hear those derogatory terms, and I think we need to realize that we're dealing with illnesses. Okay. And it's something where we need to be more compassionate. So we've talked to these guys, our officers, our men and our women, and we try to explain to them, look, this is what you're dealing with. These are real people, and because of some of the personal experiences our department has gone through with our own personnel, I think they really understand that message.
So, Chief, what changes have you had to make in your procedures as it relates to perhaps apprehending someone or detaining someone when there is a substance abuse issue involved?
I think everybody sees the crime influx from these drugs. I can give you a perfect example. In 2016, we made arrests on 29 armed robberies, and 100% of those arrests, individuals that we spoke with, self-reported substance abuse dependency. So, I think these people that are addicted, because again, it's an illness, they can't control themselves. It's not something they control, and they're trying to feed their habit, and that causes them to commit these crimes.
What would be your advice that you would have to someone, maybe a mother, a loved one who their son, their daughter, their nephew, their niece is struggling with a substance abuse problem? What would you say to them as it relates to how to get some help?
Well, I think the Hope Not Handcuffs program is absolutely tremendous. Come in and ask for help. Don't wait till it's spiraled out of control. Don't wait till you find your kid passed out with a syringe in their arm. Be involved, because this is affecting everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, and I cannot stress that enough. It could be anyone. We had an officer here that passed away. He had separated service from us. He was a college athlete, just an absolutely beautiful human being, great heart, physically beautiful as well. And he got hooked on some prescription drugs, legally prescribed, for a shoulder injury, and his life just spiraled out of control. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So it's very personal. I just ask that you get ahead of the game. Don't sit back and what if yourself. If you think there's problems, come into your local police department and say, I need some help.
My first initial step was to talk to God and ask Him for help, because I didn't know what to do. I was hopeless. I felt hopeless.
And let me just say that in my first times of periods of clean time from 1987 to 2005, I just really never had a relationship with God. I did not, like I said, know how to be with people. And so I tried to fill voids with stuff. In that 17 years clean, I escalated very high in a position with a company and made 6 figures, and I thought that I could purchase and shop and travel my way to filling that void. And I learned through this process of the relapse between 2005 and 2010 that money cannot buy the things or fill the voids that I felt. And so now I have a very good working relationship with God. I have the joy, the peace, those things that money can't buy. I don't make nearly what I made the first time around, but I certainly feel more rich than I have ever felt.
I ignored God for a long time because I knew what I was doing was wrong. And now 6 months sober, I see that I made it through 28 years of addiction because He carried me.
I used to tell myself that I had this under control. And I swear to God, this is the last weekend. I ain't getting high no more till next Friday. And then I would use and waste money and hang out with people that didn't have my best interests at heart. And I learned how to manipulate and use and abuse because I was under the influence of drugs. I made a lot of bad decisions based on being in the cloud. Basically, God says, once you know better, you're supposed to do better. But I rode with the devil for so long that he made bad look good and feel good. I got baptized February of 2006. And by the grace of God and 12-step program, I go to meetings on a regular basis. and I'm active in my church. I have a good relationship with my children, and thank God that He's allowed them to stay with me, because after all the mess that I put them through, they never got rid of me. And for that, I'm eternally grateful.
My name is John Blair, and I'm the Chief of Police here in the City of Taylor Police Department. And I just want to take a moment of your time to offer some hope to you, some compassion from a police department. For years, we were going about things the wrong way. We thought we could arrest our way out of a crime problem, and we just didn't understand what we didn't know. So we're here to offer you some help. We want you to feel free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to come into my station. Come in and ask for help. There'll be no questions asked. We're not going to arrest you. We're not going to put you in handcuffs. We want to help you. We're going to ask you your first name. We're going to make a phone call for you. We're going to have someone come out. They're going to talk with you, and they're going to get you into some treatment. I want you to feel comfortable. I know this is a little bit different approach from the past, but I want you to take that time. Give us an opportunity. Give us an opportunity to help you, to provide hope to you and your family.
Stay tuned as Mayor Fouts tells how he's going after the big drug companies and after the drug pushers on the street to help in the fight against drug addiction in his city.
I'm Artesia Washington, and I'd like to welcome you to Irvine Head Injury, where restoring you to your previous level of functioning is our goal. We offer services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, aquatic therapy, massage therapy, and counseling. An automobile accident is an unfortunate event. If you feel that you or a loved one can benefit from our services, you can be reached at 248-415-2500. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome, Judge Mathis. Thanks for coming to share an important message with the Wayne County taxpayers.
Well, thank you for allowing me to help. Most of my life I was a resident of Wayne County, and so I'm here to help because Treasurer Shabri wants to work with Wayne County homeowners to keep families in their homes and prevent foreclosure.
If you're having trouble making your property tax payments, let us know. We have many resources to help.
Take the first step towards staying in your home by going down to the Wayne County Treasurer's office on the 5th floor of the International Building in Greektown.
Stop by today to learn more about our payment plans and especially the newly extended interest rate reduction program.
Already in the payment plan? It's important you stay in good standing.
Making property tax payments is now easier than ever. We have placed payment kiosks in Rite Aid stores and community centers across the county. We've also added kiosks in our offices. Contact us at 313-224-5990 or email us at taxinfo@waynecounty.com.
God's World, a Detroit institution at West 7 Mile and Schaefer says, get them while they last. The Obama's 2017 commemorative calendar is going fast. Get your church supplies, communion cups, tithe envelopes, Bibles, inspirational books by top authors. Call in your orders at 313-862-8220. Shop online at godsworldsuperstore.org. God's World, for all your inspirational needs.
Hi, my name is Brenda Owens. I work at Greenfield Hair Collection, and I love doing hair. I've been doing it for almost 30 years now, actually. And I do a little bit of everything. This style right here is a pin curl. This is my weekly client, Lenise, short and sassy. She just got a fresh haircut last week. The name of the salon is Greenfield Hair Collection. We're located on Greenfield between Outer Drive and Curtis. I'm on the second level. My name is Brenda. My phone number is 313-729-8194. Give me a call. I love what I do.
Hi, I'm Pastor Lewis, and we are back with Ask the Messengers. On today's show, we have with us a very distinguished guest. He is the mayor of the city of Warren, Michigan. We have with us Mayor James Fouts. Mayor Fouts, it's so good to have you with us on today's show.
I'm honored to be with you today, Pastor Lewis.
All right. One of the things that is no secret is that you and your office you are actively involved in the fight against the opioid epidemic that we currently face right now. Can you please tell everyone why are you so passionate about this topic?
Because when we're talking about opioid heroin overdose, we're talking about lives. We're not just talking about the victims, but we're talking about the families, the mothers, the daughters, the sons, the parents, the grandparents, and it affects a lot of people.
And one of the things here at Ask the Messengers, our motto is we are trying to help save lives. Right. And it sounds like that is absolutely why you are in this fight as well.
It's all about saving people,
yes,
people's lives. And what I'd like to dispel to everybody, because sometimes on my Facebook, people will say, well, what do you care about these people? They're drug addicts, they overdosed, and who cares about them? But I care about them because they're good people, most of them, if not all of them, and unfortunately because they got involved, either because they got addicted somehow through pain because of some injury or accident or some other thing. They got involved with this and they got into a difficult situation. So I view this situation as the idea that these people have a particular need because they have an illness.
Yes.
And so the individuals involved, whether they be men, women, children, or what have you, they have an illness, and so we want to help to cure the illness. They are not people who wanted to get involved with this. They're not criminals, but they are people that need help. So what we're doing in the city of Warren is we've started a program called Hope Not Handcuffs. Actually, Judge Linda Davis of Macomb County started this, and we encourage people to come in and say that I'm an addict, and at that point we will give them an angel, a counselor to help them out, and we'll take them to get medical help, and obviously we want them to turn in their drugs. So number one, we want to work on rehabilitation and making these individuals well again.
Right.
Now, along with that, I have no empathy for the drug pushers.
Right.
And I think we have to do everything we can to stop their business, get them off the street. So what the city of Warren has done, approximately a year and a half ago, we got involved with the DEA and we actually raided drug houses in Detroit and Warren and East Point. And we took the initiative, which resulted, I might add, in the conviction of, I believe, 13 members of the Polo drug gang, which I think were in northwest Detroit between Ryan and Mound Road. In addition to that, we started various programs. We started PAID, which is People Against Illegal Drugs, and we give a $500 reward for anyone that identifies a drug pusher or a drug house in the city of Warren. And that's been pretty beneficial. Actually, we've had more calls from outside Warren, so I know it's not just in Warren, but it's a need. In addition to that, soon after Commissioner Dwyer became police commissioner in August, he said, Mr. Mayor, you know, your order about Narcan was never issued by the previous commissioner. He said, can I issue that? I said, absolutely, go ahead and do that. And the result is that we were able to save 10 people's lives. We found out initially that our officers came across 10 people that had OD'd on heroin, and we gave them the Narcan spray. We brought them back to life, and since then we've saved over 30 individuals' lives. So we're also doing that. And currently in the city of Warren, if we go back to 2015, we had 18 deaths due to opioid heroin overdose, and in 2016 it went up 400% to 32. And last year, even though we had some extra efforts, it went up to around 50. So it is an absolute serious epidemic. When I was a kid, going way back, and even maybe when you were a kid, the #1 leading cause of accidental death was automobile accidents. Today, it is now opioid heroin overdose. And so my commitment is to do everything I can. A former friend of mine, a lady friend of mine, her son got hooked on heroin, and he's still on it 10 years later, and it's a difficult thing to deal with. He stole from her and everything. And I know of too many victims, people who, because they took heroin, opioid, or probably more likely because now it's being laced with fentanyl and even carfentanil, which is an elephant tranquilizer. It's far more deadly and it's far more addictive. And so we're doing a number of programs, both proactively and involved in helping people fight this habit. But it's something that is going to take a great deal of effort. You've got to get the medical people involved in it. You've got to get the hospitals involved. And above all else, people of a religious background. People who want to help people are important in helping break this habit, because the studies all indicate that it's not just enough to educate people, it's just not enough to treat people. If they really want to break the habit, what makes them strong to be able to do that is having people who support them, like a pastor, like a mother or father. But I think, Pastor Lewis, you play a significant role, because there needs to be someone that says, I'm on your side and I'm going to help you out. And the studies show that if people want to break the habit, they have to have a support basis. If they have the support basis, they can break the habit. Doing it on their own is very difficult.
Eventually my family just stopped talking to me. They didn't want nothing to do with me. They didn't want to see their brother and son killing himself.
And how is your relationship with your family today?
They actually are proud of me for taking the steps necessary to fix my life.
The relationship with my family today is still kind of rocky. We talk, but I'm sure I'm real clear that our relationship should be much better. We should be even more closer than we are. But simply because of the drug addiction and my lying, they don't know if I'm lying today or telling the truth. It's like, I promise I won't do it again, and then turn right around and do it again. So now, you know, my promises don't really mean anything, you know. It's like, yeah, you said that before, you know. But today it's a little different, you know. I don't make promises, I just do what I'm supposed to do. My recovery comes first.
Family looks very different today than my family before I started using again in 2005. Today I have a new husband. I still haven't seen my daughters yet. They're now 23 and 21. The last time I saw them, they were 8 and 11. And so I've had to learn to trust the 12-step fellowships that I am a part of, my recovery family, my new husband, and the support of my parents. And I have a great, awesome family today.
My strong view is that if you know of a drug house in your neighborhood, if you know of someone that's pushing drugs, then if you live in the city of Warren, call 574-GUTS or 574-4887 and let us know, because the most important thing next to helping out the individual who's addicted is to get the drug houses out of your neighborhood and to get the pushers out of your neighborhood as well. In addition to that, my strong feeling is that we have to continue to acknowledge that this is an illness, not a criminal activity, and we have to offer the addict, the person who is addicted by this, hope and encouragement and support. And I firmly believe that if that individual gets support and encouragement from his friends and his families, and above all else, people like Pastor Lewis, then that individual can be saved from a lifetime of addiction, including an unfortunate early death. So my view is that we can win this battle against the opioid drug epidemic if we do a combination of support and encouragement for the individual that is currently addicted, and at the same time, if we see something wrong in our neighborhood, if we see something wrong with someone who's pushing drugs, then let someone know about it, particularly a police officer or someone who can stop that individual from creating problems in your neighborhood. So again, do whatever you can to help out the person who's addicted, and at the same time, let us know about the people that are pushing these horrible drugs.
We'll be right back with more of Ask the Messengers.
Thank you for calling the Lob Law Firm.
Injured? We can help. Call the Lob Law Firm today. Call for free consultation. 855-HELP-YOU. Millions of dollars have been recovered. No recovery, no fee. Over 40 years experience. Don't trust the insurance adjuster. The insurance adjuster works for the insurance company, but we work for you. Call today, 855-HELP-YOU. That's the law firm. And remember, your choice of lawyer makes a big difference.
Looking for a rewarding career in healthcare?
Advantage Living Center has partnered with Odyssey Educational Center. Upon completion of your CNA program, immediate employment is available. AMG has homes on the east side and west side of Michigan, as far as Armado and Battle Creek. So come be a part of our team.
Enroll now at Odyssey Educational Center. Become a certified nursing assistant by taking our 3-week program, or enroll to become a hemodialysis technician in our 10-week program. Your new career begins at Odyssey.
I'm Artesia Washington, and I'd like to welcome you to Irvine Head Injury, where restoring you to your previous level of functioning is our goal. We offer services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, aquatic therapy, massage therapy, and counseling. An automobile accident is an unfortunate event. If you feel that you or a loved one can benefit from our services, you can be reached at 248-415-2500. We look forward to hearing from you.
I'm Lester Lewis, and we are back with Ask the Messengers. We have been going one-on-one with Chief John Blair from the Taylor Police Department and the mayor of the city of Warren, Michigan, Mayor James Fouts. And Mayor Fouts, it's so wonderful having you on the show. And we want to thank you so much for the effort that you're giving to not only the people of the city of Warren, but also to just anyone you come in contact with. And we want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show and to share with our audience what you are doing and your heart as it relates to this opioid epidemic that we are facing. And we know that people are fighting for their lives out there. So we want to thank you so much for
thank you, Pastor.
being on the show. We appreciate you.
And I say this, it's a corny saying, but I say that it's important that we repeat the whole idea of say no to drugs. Yes. Say no to drugs. It's a simple concept, but it ought to be, if we have convinced a large number of Americans to quit smoking because it's say no to smokes, then let's say the same thing. Let's repeat it over and over again. Say no to drugs. Find something other than drugs to make your life more full. And I think through religious leaders like you, that's possible. So I say, if when in doubt, go to the church, because the church, through great leaders like you, Pastor Lewis, can save lives. So I thank you again.
Sir. Bless
you. God bless you.
And again, we appreciate so much for you for tuning in on today's show. Listen, we do want to just make an appeal to you. Our motto is we are trying to help save lives. And so won't you partner with us in that effort to do so? The information is there on the screen. Won't you consider sowing a seed, giving a donation, just doing anything you can that will help this programming stay on the air and to continue to give information so that your loved ones, family members, friends can hear what is available in your various communities. And as we just heard, Mayor Fouts is saying that there's a lot of great things going on in the city of Warren. And so if you're in Warren, make sure you get to any help, any resource possible that is available to you. We want to thank you again for tuning in and watching Ask the Messengers. I am Pastor Lester Lewis, your host, and we're so glad to have you. We will see you next time on Ask the Messengers.
For help, contact the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration National Helpline at 1-800-662-4357 or visit their website, www.samhsa.gov. And please like and follow us on Facebook. We also invite you to attend our 12-step program meetings every Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon at the Greater Love Christian Center, 18400 Schaefer in Detroit, Michigan.